So, Dr. Anthony Fauci is testifying before the Senate subcommittee, and everything that he is saying is the same thing that us conspiracy theorists have been telling people for years. One, masking did little to nothing to stop the flow of COVID, especially a hospital or a surgical mask or a cloth mask. And the only thing that it did for children was to stymie their development. Children depend on looking at facial features and your facial expressions to learn social cues. And there was no science behind masking them. Social distancing never made any sense, especially if the virus was aerosolized, which a lot of the frontline doctors were telling people. It didn't make sense. If you think you're in a grocery store and just by walking down this aisleway because the arrow says so is going to stop you from getting COVID, you got tricked. If you think that taking your mask off 6 feet away from where you just walked in at was going to stop you from getting COVID because now you're seated at a table, you got tricked. When they try to tell you that the vaccine immunity was much better than the natural immunity, which is why they were still mandating it for you to get vaccinated, you got tricked. Natural immunity far outpaced vaccine immunity. He even had to testify that after the first strain or two, the vaccine was moot. It didn't even work for anything. Yet they kept pushing it. I wonder why. Could it be because the NIH doctors were getting kickbacks from the vaccine companies? The same thing we were trying to tell people. Yet social media and these politicians kept on silencing voices, right? You know, like Dr. Pierre Corey or Peter McCullough. Doctors who were looking for alternative solutions to COVID using repurposed antivirals like ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine. And then, of course, the CNN propaganda machine takes a Joe Rogan interview that he did or a Joe Rogan post and changes the color to try to make him appear more sickly because he said that he was taking ivermectin. Then Chris Cuomo recently got excoriated on a podcast because guess what? He was one of the ones sitting there trying to dox people, talking about horse dewormer, this and that, knowing darn good and well that there was a difference between ivermectin for veterinary use and ivermectin for human use, and still wouldn't apologize. And don't even get me started on remdesivir. We told people remdesivir destroyed your kidneys, and that's what the study that Fauci even cited said. And do you really want to know why it was mandated? Here, check this out.
I don't see a big solution other than some sort of mandatory vaccination. I know federal officials don't like to use that term.
Once people feel empowered and protected legally, you are going to have schools, universities, and colleges are going to say, you want to come to this college, buddy? You're going to get vaccinated. Lady, you're going to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Big corporations like Amazon and Facebook and all of those others are going to say, you want to work for us, you get vaccinated. And it's been proven that when you make it difficult for people in their lives, they lose their ideological bullshit and they get vaccinated.
Tenured servicemen lost their commissions. Tenured workers lost their jobs. Hospital workers, who were supposed to be the backbone of our society, lost their jobs. And these big companies and corporations and doctors got payouts. I, for one, will not let these doctors nor these politicians on the left or the right forget what they did to America. And every one of these social media outlets that removed information that was pertinent and could have saved someone's lives, their blood is on your hands as well. And I said what I said.